It felt like the phone was ringing, but it wasn't. MySubstation.com, Relentless Radio, Substation Live. Um, I got the Martian with me.
Correct.
He's behind me. And I got Natalie back there.
How y'all doing?
And it's me. I'm in the cut like a band-aid. And then
Hiding.
I'm out. What's up, bro?
Stealthy.
What's good with you?
Cooling, man. Just relaxing.
Yes. What do we need to know right off top? If they don't know you, they never saw you. Just, know what I mean, right off top.
Never saw me.
Talk their ear off.
Select music group or Google only few get selected, and you'll find me most likely.
Select Music Group. Can you tell the people what that's about?
Only a few get selected.
Select Music Group is a company I started in 2005. I based off a brand. Basically, I was going through a lot of stuff, and I thought of something that when you go through a lot of struggle, I felt that my pops always said that, God selects very few people to do his bidding and his gifts and stuff in life. So I went with it. I went with only if you get selected. I felt like, I was special, and other people that I picked in life would be special people, and people I worked with.
Come on.
It was unique. It wasn't just like anybody could work with me. So I made it a patent and made it like a brand.
Got you.
So what is it that you're looking for when you're looking for these selective people that you're looking for?
People who know how to have so much power but yet remain so humble. Like, so like it's almost like a secret society. Like you're not really looking for the money.
All we ask is trust.
Loyalty is really big. Definitely, like I posted on Facebook last night. I said, word is 007 bond to me. If people don't have that, they either exhaled or they should be sentenced to death, because in this world, if you don't have trust, it can ruin a lot of people's lives.
That's got to be difficult, though, because the world that we live in, that loyalty is not something that you come by very often. So I guess my question would be is, how has that gone for you thus far, as working with different artists and different people? Have you had problems finding those people who are loyal, or has that been something that's been difficult? How do you know if they're loyal?
You don't. I guess that's part of this business. You have to stick around, but over the times of like they say, if you put your hand in the fire enough time, or somebody bites you enough time, you learn. You learn what to look for when it's coming your way, and the signs and stuff. And it comes with, I guess, it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Trust definitely comes with this business. Music business is definitely a very risky and non-loyal business, because a lot of people are quick to go for the dollar.
Right.
Very true, very true. So what is it that you're passionate about? What keeps you doing it? What is it that you love doing? What are your goals and your ambitions moving forward this year?
My goals and ambition are it's a pretty long list, so I'll shorten it.
Good, that's what we like to hear.
I'll make it like brief. For this year in general, I want to aim to go to 20 to 40 different cities. I'm trying to do this tour. Work with a few different people, trying to aim for maybe 30 different production credits. I have 8 album production credits coming up. I'm working with a few mainstream people that'll come up and people will figure out who when they see the face. As of now, just living day by day. I say a new day, a new dollar. I don't try to think too far ahead, but I always try to picture the end before I picture the beginning.
Is it always about $1?
No, most times it ain't. It's not. I do this because I enjoy doing it. I've been doing it for 15 years. Just because I'm passionate about it. It's my way of escaping every day.
Okay. Now, what does that escape feel like? What does that place feel like? Once you get there and you're there, whether it's inside a beat, whether it's just listening to something new.
That escape for me, when I make a beat, it feels like somebody I lost is being reborn again. Like, I know a hit is a hit when I get the goosebumps, or I get that feeling that a certain person is talking to me. I know it sounds weird, but it's like, I do it for like a way different cause in life. Like, I do it for a lot of people who aren't even here anymore. Like, keeping my word, basically living through them, basically keeping that alive in my music. No matter what I'm making, I don't just sell beats to anybody. I don't work with anybody, because everything has to have substance, or it has to have a meaning behind it. It can't just be nonsense. It's got to have something that makes history.
What's the meaning behind the Martian? What's the substance behind the Martian? What makes you good to work with?
I believe in everybody. I don't judge.
Mhm.
You know, if you're a hustler, you're a hustler. You know, I've been there. If you's around, if you's a goon, you's a goon. If you, whatever you is, I accept you for you is. And if that's the brand you want to be promoted as, that's just my job to make you that brand.
Mhm.
You know, I believe in just whatever you come to me, whatever idea. It could be about toothpaste. I could make it a hit.
I dig that. I dig that. What would a toothpaste hit sound like?
Man, I can keep on going.
Come on.
We get fresh like peppermints.
Yes.
You see in that club, you only see leather, man.
Come on.
Fresh like peppermints. Okay?
Come on. Fresh out the tube. Fresh out the tube. Fresh out the tube. Come on. Now, what's going on besides music? You know, what's going on with you? What are what are you usually thinking about? You know, what are you reading? You know, what are the interests?
I read a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think I go through 8 books a week.
Yes. Shout out to 8 books a week.
I read a lot of things.
That's
Robert
dope as hell.
Greene,
That's super dope.
David Passman. I watch a lot of documentaries too. I'm
Mhm.
real big on investments and building companies and starting. I'm not normal. I guess people would say. At the end of the day, I wake up and think about doing something that's not music related or not fashion related.
What if that was your sister?
If that was my sister, that would never be my sister.
Why Chad got a naked woman up on the screen right now asking what if that was your sister?
I have all brothers. That would be something
Yes.
new to go
First
through.
of all, who is that ratchet broad?
I don't know. Listen.
She posted on your Twitter page?
Yeah, it just popped up.
I'll mess her up. Who is she?
I don't know who she is.
Oh, we about to shout her out. Stop. Shout out to Tay Will Music.
Yeah. Listen to
You
my
real
music.
foul posting nasty naked pictures on people's Twitter page. You
See.
attention whore. You thirsty.
That's how it go.
Was it Tay Will Music? Tay Will Music.
Say real music.
You foul.
Do anything for the fame.
Shout out to Blazemore Brooks.
Shout out to Blazemore Brooks for posting some tasteful things. Even though you a Lakers fan, I'm not gonna hold it against you. Not gonna hold it against you.
That's crazy.
Because you know bronze where it's at.
Oh, that's Martian Brooks. Okay, I got it. Kent Blazemore. I don't even know how they got in between. You know what happened? We saw them titties. We saw them titties on the timeline.
Jay got all kinds of confused because some girl posted a half naked picture on his timeline. So here's where we was at.
Titties on the timeline.
Titties on the timeline.
That's
That could be a
single.
hit.
Yeah, that's a single. Oh,
Titties on the timeline. Titties on the
listen though. That's Tay Will Music again.
Posting a baby picture?
Yeah, so
See, now she's got drug problems or
See?
something.
it's a he.
It's a what?
It's a he. And it's music promotion.
Yes, where way people do it is they call them attention grabbers.
Yes.
You see a picture, you go, oh my goodness, you click on it, and
I'll
it
delete
takes
you.
somewhere else. Smart marketing.
It's
I
not.
dig
No,
it.
that's desperate marketing. You don't know how to market, so you'll just throw anything out. It's like
Wow.
spaghetti. You throw it at the wall and see what sticks. Tay Will, you need to get your marketing skills up. You can call me. I do consultations. I do
Look at
this
you.
for a living.
Look at you.
I got you.
What's a normal day like with the Martian, if there is ever such a thing?
My dad. I have daughters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Two little bambinas.
They are very energetic. You know, a lot of
Lord.
people ask me how I do a lot of stuff. Half of the beats I think I've made recently and so the people were made with a baby in the studio.
Come on.
So yeah, that's a little advice to a lot of producers out there. If you can make a beat with a baby in the studio, mix 14 projects in a week,
Come on.
come holler at me. You deserve to get signed.
Right. I dig that. Now, how musically inclined are they?
My kids, my daughter dances and sings, and the other one's only a baby, but I find it kind of weird. She sits there and she'll watch. She'll only get quiet when I start making a beat, though. When
Mhm.
there's no music going, she's pretty rowdy.
Got you.
So I'm figuring them out. I'm slowly learning. New parent.
Which one's gonna be the painter? Which one's gonna be the DJ?
I don't know. You know?
Nevaeh's gonna be a model. First of all, Nevaeh got an attitude like me. She be cracking
Shout out to
me up.
Nevaeh.
She do. She has an attitude like me, and I tell everybody I am high maintenance. I am
Yeah,
prissy.
she's about hers.
She is like, this is what we about
This
to
is what I'm
do.
wearing today. This
Yes.
is what you're buying.
Yes.
You're accepting it.
How old is
I know
she?
You're in power, but hey,
How old is she?
she's 4.
I love it.
Ooh, she's a riot. He's so funny.
Man, what type of munchies you indulge in?
Love snacks. Skittles.
I don't know. It's a good question. I snack randomly. I have a weird eating habit.
Yeah.
I would say what peanut granola bars, Doritos sometimes.
Yeah.
Here.
Shout
I'm
out to
big on my orange
Doritos.
juices and cranberry juices. And
Okay.
my teas. Tea is more of a drink that I drink a lot because I use
Come
my
on.
voice a lot.
Right, right. I dig that. You sing?
I sing, yes.
Where'd that come from?
That came from my father's side.
No. I mean, like, where did the, as a kid, I guess I should say, first maybe knowing that you could sing. Is it something that you were always doing? Maybe stories. Man, he was 15 months and boy wouldn't shut up. He was just singing. Or you fell into it when you were 6, or like that. Were you singing in the church?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Started on my father's side. My pop's side was real church-oriented people.
Okay.
He was a big singer in churches around Buffalo, so I ended up following his footsteps. I was kind of forced into that life, and I just accepted it.
It happens to the
It was
best of
kind of
us.
like a
Oh,
Michael
man.
Jackson type thing.
Yeah.
You're doing music and
Michael. Now, who do you listen to the music out here? Do you listen to the local scene? You into that at all?
Um,
Anybody that you like? Anybody that interests you?
there's a few people I listen
He
to.
said
Mhm.
no.
Yeah.
It
No, nobody I
depends.
like,
I'm really
but
bougie about my ear.
man, I dig it. Yo, I had to tell somebody that the other day. I said, man, I'm real selective on what I have to put to my ear, because I like my ears a lot, and I feel like it's disrespectful when I don't bring them the best quality. It's almost like putting on dirty shoes. That's the way I look at it. You're being disrespectful to your feet.
But there's local people I've been around. I mean, I've been around the music scene for some years. I've played behind the scenes of a lot of people.
Mhm.
Like, I
Like
don't even,
responsible for people's careers.
yeah,
That type of shit. I better talk that shit if that's what it is.
I mean, it's a few people. It's a few people, but it's
Yes.
no point.
Uh-huh,
I always
uh-huh.
say that don't give people that recognition. When you mention their name, it's kind of like giving them free promotion.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Free branding, and it's like you haven't worked that hard at me personally for me to brand you.
Mhm.
Like even if I worked with you, some people will feel that you're the reason why they're not successful. But if that's the case, why haven't you made it that far?
Got you.
And that's the reason why I don't deal with a lot of people in the local scene. I've been in the scene for a long time, but the thing I learned with local scene is everybody wants to be the boss, but nobody want to pay. Nobody wants to pay to be the boss. They don't know the steps it takes to be the boss. It's nothing wrong with wanting to be a leader, but who's going to follow somebody who doesn't have an income?
Come on.
You have to be willing to invest in yourself.
All right, let's start there. Ain't that the truth? Now, what are some of the biggest mistakes that you see, that you come across with aspiring anybody? I don't care if you want to have a coffee shop. What are some of the things that you see that immediately put people behind the 8 ball? Be it to their ignorance or what have you.
A lot of things I see is I want.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that too. I see and I hear and see that I want theory. I hear like I want to be a rapper. I want to be a singer. I want to be a producer. You can't want to be anything.
Hey.
You have to have needs. Like it's not like I wake up and I'm like I want to be a producer. I never woke up and just said I wanted to be a producer. I wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid. Like I was just real smart and I was big on science and math and I took it and became musically inclined and I guess I decided to do music science, I guess, in other terms. But it's not something I would say I would enjoy waking up every day and doing every day of my life. Because there's definitely ups and downs to this career.
Certainly.
But for the people who are out there, as far as motivation for them, I would personally say, I don't knock anybody. Anybody can be somebody. You got to be willing to change. And it starts with not putting your wants before your needs.
Now, let me ask you just with that, what you said. Do you think that that's the biggest problem with people? Like you said, anybody can be somebody. Do you think that's the big problem because everybody's looking to be somebody rather than be themselves?
You're right. But, I noticed when everybody looking to be somebody else, everybody's looking for that role model. So, I mean, I said in one line that I'm writing something, shout out to the parents. The TVs is raising your seed, The TVs, people are looking at the doors and all that stuff. They're looking at these TVs to raise and teach their kids everything when, just because you left school doesn't mean you got to put down the book.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't understand that they hide most of the most powerful things in life in the book.
Hey.
And even in music, you can learn a lot of things without having to go to college. I went to college and, did all that, and still I learned more of being in the field than I've learned in college.
Message.
So all that paying to go to the best school,
Right.
That doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's all about how good you are in the field.
And about your hustle, right?
Yeah, it's really about
It's
your
about
hustle.
your hustle.
Man,
You
I was
thanking
watching.
God that it's Friday. You got 2 more days left in the week. Why you
Listen.
thanking God it's Friday? You
Listen.
better keep it moving.
And keep every day. Man,
Keep
listen.
it moving.
You know what's crazy? I was watching the Black Widow a little bit earlier. The girl that plays pool. And they were interviewing her. She was actually it was with Dan Lebertard, and they were asking her about the hustle. And she was saying how and it was so crazy. And this is something I try and get across to my kids. And I'm always looking for different examples for stuff like this. But she was saying that in one sitting, she hustled somebody for $90,000 playing pool, and the one sitting was 23 hours.
Dang.
And something that I always try to get through to my kids is extraordinary measures will reap extraordinary rewards.
Amen.
And so for anybody else who's thinking, man, 23 hours in a sitting, when's the last time you worked for 23 hours straight doing anything? It's 23 hours straight.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was the last time or the first time, but one time she worked for 23 straight hours and she got $90,000 from it.
That's 90 grand a day, though.
Man, and whereas if you make $10 an hour, you're only making $19,200 a year.
Right.
Before taxes. So I mean, you look at something like that, and when she said that really stuck was like it's not the hustle of I'm better than you in pool. She said I'm the hustle. I brought the hustle.
Yeah.
The hustle was just me being the female and them thinking that they were better than me. And I mean at least that's the way that I look at it for the I don't really want to say like the upper echelon as far as the music goes, but from a mind standpoint, So I mean I say all that to say when you're out here and you're dealing with whoever on a business side, people not in house, and do you feel like there are, I guess, mental blocks that even for you, and I mean not taking anything away from you, but I'm saying even that you might look at as this is something that I can't deal with because even on my level, mentally they're not where they need to be, so that causes a lot of, I guess, the what's the word I'm looking for?
Challenges, adversity.
Yeah, people being misguided, basically, because they don't have the intelligence needed. Forget the talent. Do you think that's a stumbling block?
What do we say on our way here? Too much
Ego.
will kill
It'll kill your whole judgment with people.
your whole talent.
Like, I've met a lot of people, even last year, Jaleel Beats, a lot of people, and they're not really egotistic people. You may hear the music that they make for artists be egotistic, but that's just a job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people are saying that's just our job to create feelings at the moment. That don't mean, like, if the song's made about a gun, that don't mean go out and kill somebody. That's just a brand for that moment or a niche for that moment. Then it gets over and then something else becomes hot. A lot of people get caught up in that. Get caught up in the trends. And if you're caught up in the trends, you can't be an artist because you have to start your own trends.
Yep.
And that's the creative part. That's the hard part for a lot of artists. Finding themselves, finding out what makes you different from the next person that's walking next to you or standing next to you at the bus stop.
Do you find that people need a certain mentality or skill set or intelligence level to really be able to execute that?
Good question.
No, I've actually met some pretty non-intelligent people very successful. Like, some of them just get very lucky. Like, in this profession, it's really about who you know. And most times, they don't go too much about what you know unless they're putting you in part of something very, very big. So it's like, right now, I guess they're not really looking for, when it comes to the artist field, you don't have to really be that intelligent, book smart, or any of that. That's more of a producer thing. Artists just got to know their contracts and
Dance, monkey, dance.
Oh, wow. I'm an artist.
They have to know their contracts and just a lot of things to that business as far as the field, you know, that's what stops a lot of artists from shining. They don't know how to get paid in the field alone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the first day they come in there, it's like, I make this product, I got this dope music, you're gonna pay me this, but everybody else is asking for the same price and the same
Right.
product.
Right.
This has changed from a gallon of milk on the shelf. You know, you were just like that gallon of milk, except you got to brand it and put it out, do your own commercials. Everything, the steps you see them do to put a sneaker out or anything, is the same steps an artist got to take. So never think that recording in your kitchen to drop a mixtape is
Listen.
ever going to make it to my studio or anybody else's studio, because that's not investing in yourself. That's half doing something.
Mm-hmm.
So it always comes back around to investing in
Right.
yourself. No
Right.
matter how you
Always.
see
Yep.
it.
Yep. Come on.
It's crazy.
Man, you know, and that's so crazy too, because I mean, I know, you know, growing up you hear people say scared money don't make money. You just think it's some cool little shit to say or what have you. But, you know, as you get older, I mean, you understand it in the terms of, you know, your scared money, you know, your half-ass investments is never going to make you anything, you know.
Sure.
Your lack of, I guess, really belief in yourself.
is.
I
That's
mean,
exactly what it
that's
is.
really what it is. You know, you just don't have sufficient enough belief in yourself, because if you did, in whatever you're doing, like I always say, I don't care if you're selling panties, if you're selling shoestrings, if you're selling erasers. You know, if you have that belief in yourself, then, you know, you'll spend your last to make sure you're putting together a hell of whatever, you know, you're putting together, because it's going to come back 1,000-fold if it's done the right way. And I mean, I see, you know, without judging anybody or anything, a lot of things that I would say aren't done the right way if I was the one to be doing them. You know, now does seeing that and seeing yourself being a part of that, does that make anything harder for you? You know, whether it be filtering through talent, whether it be separating yourself and letting people know I'm not like what you know, normally see from this genre or from, you know, this image or what have you?
To answer that question, to stay off the radar, I kind of play like water. I play real still. I try to adapt, you know, to every environment. I try to understand people's values. Everybody I work with, anybody I meet, that's how you'll be able to get further in life. Once you understand what people like to do and what you know, you'll never offend them. You'll always have a respect to their principles and their morals. And at the end of the day, think of that. If you send out that email to that big major label, think of what he's doing on his spare time. He might be upset. Something might have happened that make him feel a certain type of way. He never asked you to solicit the mail to him.
Right.
So that's why it matters to create a relationship with people.
Mm-hmm.
No relationships mean no success.
Right.
But relationships also mean, you know, trust and loyalty
And
and
communication.
communication and sharing pieces of yourself.
True.
If you don't know who you are, then how do you really develop a relationship with people in that? I mean, do you ever find that where you have a difficult time building a relationship with somebody because they don't really know who they are? So you
find
might
that a
see
lot.
somebody on Tuesday and
Right.
then a different representative on Wednesday.
Right.
True.
They in the church on Sunday, but twerking it out on Saturday.
Man.
What's going on?
Man, twerking on
Well, that
Thursday.
that comes down to the values thing. You know, I've ran into so many different singers. I mean, I've ran into, you know, the most streetest dudes that have done the most craziest things, and then when they're around me, they're all jolly, happy, cool, laid back. So, you know, I always tell people, don't judge a book by its cover. People act how you act towards them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'll see that side, the real side of that person, if they see that you're real, and they won't try to front and kick it. They'll be themselves because they know you'll see through that.
I dig that. I all the way dig that. How's Buffalo shaped you?
Buffalo's made me very strong. I've been through a lot in this city. I've been through a lot of tragedies. So it's made me strong. You know, I'm from Buffalo. It doesn't make me any weaker. I don't blame the city. You know, you can't blame the city. It's the people.
Mhm.
You can't blame a project if it's the community. You know, you can't blame a street when the street gonna be there even after they're gone. So it's really just the people's mindset. If you get your mind out the gutter, you'll go further. I mean, people keep forgetting the gutter's at the roof. It's up off the ground. Why do you think that you're aiming for the gutter in the street and you still got another definition of a gutter? So you want to be in the street or do you want to be higher up? Eventually you have to learn to do better for yourself.
Come on.
Nobody cares about you more than yourself.
Got you.
What do you think the problem is? Why are people unable to get their minds, you know, elevated?
Staying focused. Like, here's some great advice. I went through a stage where I had no lights and no gas a few times in my life with a baby on the way. So it's like, to tell people to be ambitious, I've been through a few stages where I didn't have a house, but I bet you I still pay money to rent to keep my studio somewhere. You know, I put my stuff in storage out of all these years of me going through my struggle, that is the most valued thing to me. No matter where I went, I didn't care about my clothes. I cared about my equipment. Like, it didn't matter. Nothing else mattered to me more than that equipment. And to this day, I guess that's the values that people do. And, you know, you got to look at what's your calling. That's my calling. That's my niche. That's what makes me happy every day. Everybody goes to the club. I go to the studio. You know, you want to hang out with your girlfriend. I want to hang out with my studio equipment. I mean, everybody got their own niches in life. You know, you have to be ambitious. That's just the best advice. Don't make excuses. Excuses, as Tyrese best said it. So
Shout out to Tyrese.
Best to those, you know, making them.
That's right.
And my mom used to
Say
always
it
make
again.
that excuse. You know, she's always said that to a lot of people. And to me, like, stop making excuses. Do what you got to get done and watch you reap from them. So it was deep.
Now, how different do you feel just going about in your everyday life, and how I don't want to say like really ostracized, but how standoffish do you see other people? You know, usually I guess when you're around, and just a aura, you know, of dominance, because you know it's not really about doing anything per se. You know, like you were saying earlier, you know, if you're real, you'll immediately recognize that, and you know, be able to see through what have you. But you know, do you see when you go places, you know, people are apprehensive to, if not speak, well, at least be themselves? And then what type of space does that put you in?
It's difficult. I judge people on their choice of words. Like,
Certainly.
your words can't lie more than what people think. You know, they say numbers can't lie. Numbers can lie. And it's a lot of theories that are just smoke screens put out there to blind people, and a lot of people got to wake up. And words are a big thing. Like, what you say when you first meet somebody matters on you getting that deal, or matters on what you do in life. You ain't never got to show up a talent in the world. It's how you carry yourself.
Right.
You know, and then they assume that you're behind something fully. A lot of people I meet, you know, I just carry myself. I'm very confident in what I do, and the people that I bring to them, I'm very confident in them. You have to believe. Like, that's the best way I can answer that. Like, you just have to believe.
Come on.
Like, if you don't nobody believe, better than you.
Where were you when Shine's first CD dropped?
You said where were I what?
When Shine's first CD dropped.
Where was I?
What was that? What was that period of your life?
Probably was, you know, bookworm. I probably was playing video games or something.
That was like that was right there like 98, 99.
Oh yeah, I probably was cooling out.
Bad boy.
I was the kid that grew up on the Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. The guy used to make fun of in
Come
school
on.
and cheat off his tests and stuff and say they
Yes.
want to be the rapper,
Right.
be a producer, be this, and then these same people come buy beats off me now.
I'm gonna laugh at you for being on the honor roll, but I'm gonna want to cheat on your test too when I'm not laughing at you.
It's crazy. That makes sense. Like, how is it bad to be smart? I don't
Right.
understand
Oh
that.
man, I talk about this all the time with my kids, man. All the time. I just who I just had in here the other day, and it's just, man, you know, one of my fiance, one of her friends, you know, she said the same. You know, one of the greatest things that, you know, people, they just have such a monopoly on ignorance, you know. And I mean, he came, my son, man, he came home and he was like, he was talking about, he said they were making fun of him because he wasn't coming to school with wrinkled clothes. You know, like, I mean, what is that? You know, and I mean, I just think back to, you know, when I was in school. I mean, people were certainly getting laughed at for being on the honor roll. You know, like, it wasn't the cool thing to do, to be on the honor roll, to be in the honor society and things of that nature. But you know,
but if you really think about it, if you think about all those kids who didn't fit in, right? So like Steve Jobs talks about this. I'm a big Steve Jobs fan. Rest in peace. You know, the square pegs and the round holes. You know, Marv, you're a square peg in a round hole. You know, you don't fit. But truly, you know, that's really what makes people special. That's what makes them different. That's what makes them unique. And in this world, you know, unique and different and special, that's what sells. That's where the money's at. You know, even Steve Jobs himself, you know, not a music industry person, but definitely a brilliant mind. Never fit in with anything.
Man, the only things that stand out are standouts. You know, I mean, normal, routine, that doesn't get noticed. You know, never gets noticed.
People try so hard to fit in.
You know,
like,
look at Dennis
you're not
Rodman.
supposed to.
You know, more than anything about Dennis Rodman.
Shout out to Dennis
you know,
Rodman.
a lot. I mean, for real, like, you don't even know that Dennis Rodman was a good basketball player. You don't even know that Dennis Rodman was a scorer at one point. You know,
he's a diplomat.
Man, Dennis Rodman.
What he was doing that man.
Man,
Can
listen.
we talk about that for a second?
Hey.
How did Dennis Rodman get a meeting with Kim Jong?
It's all about presentation, I guess.
Oh,
you know?
I mean,
Lord.
he might have a smart side or other sides that people don't know. People
Right.
tend to hide that, and I can
The
explain
most feared
that.
man in the world, right? Reckless, right? Kim Jong. I'm sorry, man, but
you
you
know what, though?
reckless.
He's probably only to that to people who've never spoken to him.
That could be.
You know, I bet you Dennis Rodman didn't go in there feeling like that at all. If he did, he probably wouldn't even have made it that far.
I bet you Kim
Right.
smokes.
Man, listen. Except for a very select small, few of the population, everybody smokes. And if they tell you otherwise, they're a liar.
Lying.
They're a liar.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 people. I can name a few CEOs and a few major labels that I've been around that
Listen.
definitely get their whiz on.
I know you heard about Colorado. They've already exceeded their annual
Yeah,
revenue
yeah,
goal.
yeah, I saw
After
that.
a month.
I was just reading that. Earlier today. That's crazy. Now, what do you feel about stuff like that? For so long they try and keep so many things just out of the people's hands. And whether it be with social media or the internet or what have you, just people being able to gather information a lot better and faster than they were, before. What do you feel about things like that? Whereas 20 years ago, 30 years ago, legalizing weed would not so much be unfathomable, but you definitely wouldn't have thought, oh yeah, it's coming in 20 years.
Right.
And I mean now it's here, and in 5 years it'll really be here.
It just won't be in New York State.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming. Cuomo ain't gonna have
I've been
that.
here so long.
New York State gonna be the only state that doesn't have it.
New York
They working
State
on
ain't
it right
allowing
now.
anything here. It's just this. It
Cuomo's
ain't
working on
happening.
it right now.
We the last state to get MMA.
We can't get anything violent, but
Except
I
for
don't
taxes.
understand. It's so much
That's the only thing they want to give up.
Taxes is violent. Taxes is heavy violent.
Damn. With the taxes,
Heavy
man.
violence.
They take out a third of my paycheck. You know
Now let me
what I'm
ask you
saying?
about the Select Music Group. What's going on? Everybody that's down, projects that are coming out. What separates you guys? What makes you all so select? And what do we have to look forward to coming up this year?
We have a few different people.
Yes.
I mean, I believe in artist development before I put people out. So a lot of people I meet, they instantly, I don't know why they think this. They be like, hey, I'm with you. Can I hit the booth? And I be like, so you want me to press the record button, let you clog up my computer, hard drive, with you messing up, on top of me making a beat, putting 8 to 10 hours into the mixing of it, and then you want me to let you just go in there and make anything. Okay, you're not ready for this profession. So a lot of people I've had sit downs and basically tell them, you have to figure out what an artist really does, because your perception might have been wrong, but I'm still willing to work with you. So there's a few artists that are still going through development, but there's a few songs. I have over 19 mixtapes that have not released yet. I produce that many beats and I write that many songs. So I have mixtapes that can drop in 4 to 6 years from now. I'm going to start dropping them this year. Space Swagger mixtape is one of them. Innovative Music 2 will be dropping. Phoenix EP is Natalie's. Maximilian Dutchies on My Dutchies is a single I'm going to drop for him. I'm working with Treehouse Entertainment. I'm going to drop something for them. I'm behind about 20 projects. And like, every artist knows somebody. Like, I believe in bringing people to my table to have essential use.
Mm-hmm.
They'll come to my table looking for a plate,
Empty-handed.
or leave from my table with a plate if you ain't bring nothing to the table.
You better
not even
bring a
aluminum
dish
foil,
to pass.
Right.
Bring a dish to pass.
Something.
At least some napkins.
But they're hard workers. Everybody's hard workers, but people get caught up in their personal lives. And I try
Certainly.
to explain that as being a mentor and been doing this for so long, that our personal lives do get the best of us. Everybody goes to that, but if you're really serious about being successful, you'll get over it, because even the rich people go through that.
Mm-hmm.
Life
Everybody
is going
go
to
through
happen
that.
no matter what. Life can happen while you asleep at the wheel, or it can happen while you driving the ship out. So it's just a decision, really. But a lot of those personal experiences are really, I think, too, what makes the artist the artist.
True.
You've got to have those personal experiences. Shout out to the mixtapes. There they are. Go ahead, Marv. Give it a little plug.
Oh, that. Those are just EPs and demos. I know everybody's gonna be a little shocked about this. I haven't even dropped the mixtape yet. Like, One of producer Six Trey, he said something to me this morning. He was like, "Dude, I figured out what type of producer you are." I said, "What?" He's like, "You're like an album guy. You don't really like to make fast beats. You really take your time to make the creation of it." I said, "You are so correct." And it took you to find that out, and all these people have been trying to figure me out all these years to realize, why would I waste my time on a mixtape? Like, that's free. If you're trying to be in the music business and you have to pay your artist or you're a CEO or something, would you waste your time on a mixtape? If you was a record producer who's been in the game, just went to college and stuff, would you waste your time on a mixtape? That'll answer your question. It costs what, $500 to drop a successful mixtape? It costs $5,000 to drop a single. People don't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
But those are just a few numbers to throw out there. Why there's no point of dropping a mixtape if you're not going to go with albums or EPs after that, because
Right.
mixtapes are just used as promotional tools.
Right.
People try to make those their albums.
They're full projects, right?
I never heard of that. You're taking it's reason why it's promotional use only, and it's not a mixtape unless a DJ hosts it. Facts.
Wikipedia.
Like,
It's just what Styles P say. It's just a project. He said, I don't even like calling anything a mixtape because it's all just work. It's all just a project. Until you have an EP or you have an LP, or until you have an album, it's just a project.
very true.
It's just
And
a
it always
project.
has to have a budget. You have to know where it's going before it goes there. Like a lot of people are like, well, I want to make a song with you. Okay, how much are your beats? $250. And they're like, okay, why is your beat so much? I'm like, you think that's too much?
I tell people that all
I'm
the
like,
time.
whoa, do you know I'm being friendly? Like, and it's like, okay, you explain the business. Okay, here's an artist's tip for advice to artists that are searching for producers anywhere in the industry out there. When you go to a producer, I want you to figure out how long it takes to learn how to play a piano. Once you learn how to play a piano, I want you to do the math on the time it would take to take that knowledge and be able to use it on multiple instruments. Now, once you figure that out, then you'll know why the value of producers' beats are what it is. Like, a lot of producers sell their beats for $2,500, believe it or not, exclusive rights. And you make more money off a single than you do off a whole project.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't understand why beats cost that much, because you're paying for that one single. You're paying for that producer's style, that producer's connects. If he likes a song, he promotes it to his circle, his fan base, his peoples. And that's how you get on. It's cross-promotion. The producer you mess with is the same as a model messing with a photographer. If they ain't no good, you ain't going nowhere. They don't respect their craft, and then people don't believe in their craft. What's the point of getting the beat from them? That's why you feel the beats are worth too much, because you're buying beats from the wrong people.
Mm-hmm.
Should weed people out though, right?
Huh?
That should weed people out for
Hey,
you though,
man,
right?
just
you,
like
you don't
that.
you don't have $250. You don't believe in yourself enough
Right,
for
right.
$250. I make that in an hour.
See, I say that to people all the time. Like, man, if you can't, this bare bones minimum, whatever it is, whether $1,000 to book a venue or what have you, if you can't pay this little nothing, $250 that somebody wants for a beat, or whatever. How do you think that you're gonna, when they're asking for $10,000 for anything off the rip, $5,000 for anything off the rip, is it? At least as far as you go, anybody that you ever made a beat for or gave a beat to, that I guess after it was done you thought 2 and 3 and 4 times about it? And how does it make you feel too when maybe you give out a beat or somebody gets a beat from you, buys a beat, what have you, and they don't do anything with it, and it was a quality beat?
Honestly, people would be amazed. I think I've sold over $32,000 in beats. Like, I pick my clients very carefully. They don't pick me. Like, a lot of people think that I get a lot of inboxes saying, hey, make me a beat. And when I ask them what's the budget and what's production credits and all that stuff, people are like, what's that?
Mm-hmm.
Yet you're saying make me a beat, but you don't even know the legal side of it. So it's like, that's why I don't deal with a lot of people, because it's like, I have a publisher. I have a lot of things people don't know about. How am I making any revenue for my company or helping my artists if I'm making beats for you for free?
Right.
Or making beats for you for shorts that I could use to make my artist money. It's a business. People have to also remember that. I have my own artists. I don't have to make beats for anybody but my team. So
Hey.
that's really how the business works. Drake said no new friends. I don't see his producers going to make any other beats but for Drake. It's loyalty. That's the problem with a lot of artists. They jump from producer to producer, so they never find their sound because they don't stick around with the producer. Even through the struggle, if you don't stick
Right.
around with that producer or that artist, you ain't gonna never learn.
And
Hmm.
Lord, you gonna have some struggle, ain't you?
Yeah. Shout out to the struggle. Now, I know you were saying earlier that you've been through more than enough. At what point, when you maybe it was having your equipment in storage time, or I mean, shit, who knows anything? At what point, were you saying to yourself like, I need to pick it up, or I need to get the fuck out of here?
Um, I don't quit.
Hmm.
There's no time.
Right.
I really don't quit. Like, I don't give up. I've been that way. I've been the kid that would get knocked down and get bullied and stand back up and take it again until I can dish it back out to you now. So it's like, I've been that way all my life. A sponge. I just absorb energy and absorb what people do to me and express it through my music. I'm more of a exploder, so people will see that on Facebook sometimes.
Hmm.
Might give you knowledge or something and flip over to the next topic.
Right.
That's the answer to the question. I don't really quit. Like, there is no time. I never gave up. Like, it's too much on the line. Too much on the line. I can't quit. I've been doing it for too long.
Come on.
My pops got murdered, before I could even understand what a man was.
Hmm.
So I was around that growing up, and that affected me. And then a few friends of mine died. Found out more friends of mine died for being in the streets, and ain't no going back, man. It's just only music for me from here on. Like, there's no going backwards.
What would you, if there was anything that you could say to people who, are still in that street life, is there any piece of information where you are at now and the things that you've witnessed and the things that you've seen and you've lived through? Is there any piece of advice that you might offer to those people who are still out there living that street life? Because it's hard to get out of.
The people I know still living the street life aren't living the street life. They're doing life. They're doing life, or they're really dead. Seriously. Like, and some of them have kids now. They're still bouncing back and forth. But here's a really good question: how many times you gonna get caught and get put into a cage and get told what to do before you understand that you can't be a man if another man's got a leash on you telling you what to do every day? So it's like, even though you're stronger, you're bigger, you got more guns and stuff, such and such, that doesn't make you a man.
Hmm.
So if you think selling drugs and doing certain things in life make you a man, I've been through that stage. We ain't helping the community any more than we help, destroying it. It's helping us get by daily. But when you want to wake up one day and know that, in order, instead of selling this person that rock, I could actually help them go to rehab or something like that. I could actually change a family.
Hmm.
I deal with people in my family. They sell family members to shit.
Come on.
And it trips me out because I come from old school hustling, and we always believe never sell to your circle, or all money ain't good money. Even in the music business, I believe all money ain't good money. You could be an established rapper,
Right.
and I mean I'm selling a beat to you,
Right.
because it might be bad karma or something bad coming with you that comes with your money.
Right.
And that's why a lot of people can't get out the streets, because they don't know what's good money from bad money.
Right. Talk that shit.
And they don't know how to manage their money. So, for you guys out there spending $1,600 at strip clubs and, spending $3,500 on a chain, another $1,200 on your rims, and then you wondering why you getting locked up because you ain't pay for your lawyer fees. You ain't pay for your lawyer before you even got into business.
I say that
You
all
got
the
in the
time,
streets and you
man.
didn't even pay for insurance. And people in the streets know what that term means. You get robbed. These things happen to you because you didn't do a business plan. You thinking that because in the streets they don't take a business plan.
Right.
You's a fool. Because I've been raised in the streets a lot of times growing up. That's what made me the man I am today. And I don't look down on nobody in the streets because I'm just the same as them. I don't judge a book by its cover. But I always remember where I come from. Always remember where you come from. So the people still there. They catch up slowly. But if I'm long as I'm still alive, eventually I will reach out to you.
I personally know that you have, a very good relationship with your mother. And knowing that, what about, message to the ladies? Is there anything out here that you see, that you're witnessing? You got 2 daughters coming up. I know that changes the way that a man looks at women.
See how she smoothed you right in there, though, for the message to the ladies? She threw your mother and your daughters
I'm a
there.
salesperson. I can smoothly walk you into anything.
I guess our message for the ladies would be, my grandma always said, no woman should be good for just laying on their back.
Hey.
My mom always vouched for that, and I tried to understand that growing up. I was into all these different girls. Smart people always get the girls, but Long story short, my mom said that's not the way to go. You
They
know,
do
like
too.
it didn't go nowhere for me. Like it didn't go anywhere into. It came down to the values. Like it's not that I don't judge any woman because most times the guy that mess with him, he probably don't understand how much of a value he has to have for her to follow him or have to lead her.
Right, right.
So a lot of guys don't understand. You're supposed to be the leaders. You're supposed to be the role models.
Yep.
Like the woman's looking for you for that backbone.
Amen.
Behind every strong man is a strong woman. That's just talking about foundation. That don't mean she gonna go out there and hustle and do the things you do. You got to go out there and get the better money to make sure she's good. She just making sure your foundation is good.
Mm-hmm.
So if something happened, you get locked up, anything, she's good. But it all started with you making sure she's good.
Come on.
So when y'all judging girls and when twerking and stuff, and you in a strip club, you paying for them girls, you know you don't want that type of girl. You know it. And I don't look down on those type of girls, but at the end of the day, is that what you want to be looked at? Don't get mad if a guy calls you a certain name if that's what you perceive yourself as. People go by what they see.
Perception is reality.
So, I mean, that's the best way to say about that. That's what my mother always said. Be what you want people to see. She said, I always had a niche for making money out of nothing. That's my niche in life. I can make anything worth money. And she said, that's your niche, son. And my mother always said, if you was a drug dealer, whatever you be the best thing you could be.
Right.
Whatever you do, be the best at it. Don't let me down. I don't want to hear nothing but you competing and being the best at it, and always remain humble. It's always friendly competition, The more people think, they think it's all about, I'm the best rapper, I'm the best this. And my mom always told me it's not about that. It's about, having an impact, changing people's lives. My mother's a very giving person. She's helped the family. She's the big mama. Helped family, and they bit her hands multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
The house burned to the ground. This woman still owns her house. It ended up burned down, and she done got it back up. Like, with 4 boys, I'm looking at this person like, if there's a woman out there like that, man, I got some homies that need to meet y'all, because
Right.
they need them. Like, don't think that these guys know what they're doing with their money, because most times the guy's just going to be a guy. And shoot, a woman going to be a woman. So at the end of the day, it ain't no F guys or F women, because I've had some pretty bad women in my life that's used me to the dime. And I was blind to it, and I always tell people love don't pay bills, and that's my mother's favorite punchline. She uses it every time she see me. Love don't pay bills. And I always tell her, you're right, because if the time that we are laying up and we're relaxing and chilling with our booze and all that stuff, we're not really benefiting them. Like, laying up and they're having babies and stuff, you're getting mad at her, and she's charging you child support. What do you expect her to do? She looked at you for comfort. She looked at you for guidance. And then you abandoned her. Or you laid down with the wrong person because you thought with the wrong head. And people know what I mean by that, but that's what my mother raised me on. Watch, you are what you eat. Like, the same what fitness person said. The people you surround yourself with in life is what you gonna be. Like, you surround yourself with wealthy people, most likely you'll think wealthy. Surround yourself with goons, even a good kid can turn into a goon.
True.
You are a product of your environment. That's the best advice to women. Like, don't let your environment get the best of you. Even though you are a product, you have to go to work. You have to work that 9 to 5. What are you doing with that money? Do you really need those expensive stilettos? Do you really need that new outfit every week? Do you need to be in the club? I always say, why are you in the club?
Lord, the club.
Why are you in the club if you can't pop a bottle? If you gonna be with a cup, they don't put it in the club. You can pour that at home. Because the club is meant for showing off your wealth, for showing off what you can do, and having a good time, celebrating something. What do you celebrate if you go to work every day and complain that you going to work? That's the difference, and that's why women look down on women. For the ones working nursing, don't feel any different, because that's one of the biggest fields here. My mom worked nursing all her life, but a lot of women that work nursing look down on women who strip or do something else. But how they can get the same jobs you get? Maybe you might have been given that better stepping stone to step on, that better foundation, or that better spoon in your mouth. I always say something, and some of you work there to get it.
Shout out to Spoon.
And shout out to everybody that worked for it.
There's definitely some people who work for it, and then you get those who never worked for it, and they don't even want to see the people at the bottom make it. But you want to hear something true about that? The sun always come out after the stars go down. So always remember that everybody play their role no matter what. There's no such thing as one boss. There's no such thing as one star. You can shine just as equally as they can. Stop being envious of the next woman when you should be empowering a woman. You should be pushing them, being
So
more
true.
backbone to them. Same with males. Like, stop promoting it. If you want a good woman, make a good woman.
And act like a good man.
You want her to do these things, you got to do the same things. You can't expect her to do these things and you don't do them.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell people that you go to the mall, you buy all these clothes for yourself, and then you give her a pair of sneakers. How is that fair? Like these are things that you want,
A
but
pair
you
of
don't know how
sneakers,
to
no
give.
less.
So
I dig that.
shoot, that's food for thought. Basically, all that is you scratch my back, I scratch your back. That's best advice for a woman. Like, don't mess with anybody that ain't gonna help you. Because most times people will help you, and they always be a motive behind it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way.
Uh. Oh yes, they're right there. You got anything else, Natalie?
Uh, I think we hit most of the things. I mean, is there anything um, that you want to promote? Any plugs you want to put out there? You know, this is a business, and we're here for business, and it's always about supporting and showing love. So, um, anything that you want to drive people to, or make sure that people are checking out.
Um, I want to do a big recommendation. I feel that Buffalo, you guys are giving me a hard time, and when I mean a hard time is I've been going to these coast to coast mixtapes and representing the city for years. Y'all don't even know it. I've been on multiple red carpets, and you're supporting the wrong people, and I say that very humbly because these people that you're supporting don't even have financial backing to back their careers. Others are backing it. I'm not going to throw them under the bus, but at the same time, you can't say Buffalo's not on the map because I put Buffalo on the map years ago. There's people that you don't even know speak very highly of Buffalo because of me, and others in the town. So that's why I say in general about people in music, looks are deceiving. Stop looking for that brand that's not there. Basically, don't look at that person you see in a suit thinking that he's somebody. Because most likely it's the beach bum that you need to be talking to.
Right.
The industry has changed. I recommend a lot of people to work with coast to coast mixtapes. I've done a lot of things with them, or it's a few movements I could recommend that do very good work, but they're very professional, and I feel they can help a lot of Buffalo people's careers. And the city is small, so there's no reason why the artists don't shine here because the city is real small and integrated. It's smaller than Miami, California, a few places that I've been. So my best advice to that is just don't follow. Be yourself at the end of the day. If you want to make it, just be yourself. That's all I can say to people because I'm far in my career, but at the same time, I'm not where I want to be, and it ain't even the money factor. It's success. It's like, when you're comfortable, when I can help give $1 million to the needy, or when I could wear a pair of sneakers one day and give them to the person the next day, that's my goal. Be able to wear a pair of fly sneakers and then give them to somebody and say, you can have them, I can afford another one. And every pair of sneakers I wear, I can give away. It costs, but at the same time, it changes people's lives. It changes a kid's life. And that's the best I can say. If you're in this music game, you have to give. Charities are big, they help a lot. So
Help a lot.
you have to give more than what you think. That's my best advice to artists to tie things up. You have to be a very giving person to be in this industry. It's not always about people helping you. You have to help others.
Hmm.
It's not always money involved either. I learned that from a few celebrities. DJ Drado is supposed to be hosting a mixtape called Track Tendo. He works with Nappy Boy Entertainment. He's in Miami. I met him through Coast to Coast mixtapes. I met DJ Epps, who works with Pitbull. He's Pitbull's international DJ. So it's just a few people I've met that I feel are very beneficial to Buffalo. And I'm trying to really convince these certain stars and people to come to Buffalo. But y'all gotta stop robbing these people. Y'all gotta stop doing this greasy stuff when we bring these people here, man. Like, it's getting ridiculous for the reputation. This is not Chicago. This is Buffalo. Like, you shoot somebody, where are you gonna hide? It's Buffalo. We're not even that big of a city to hide anywhere. So it's
Man,
like,
I mean, they somebody hiding good enough. I couldn't tell you when the last time somebody got arrested. Probably like 97 or some shit.
but you know why? Because nobody wants them to get arrested.
Right.
It's a mindset that the government plays on our community. Like, you always say, if you see a menace in society, keep that menace in society. He ain't got all the screws upstairs, right? But he probably done killed a billion scholars. It's just certain people don't have a purpose to what they do in life. And you can't. My dad always say it, and my uncle always say, you can't avoid them streets. Don't try to be bougie and avoid the streets when you walk out the door and say, stay away from the streets, because you're a fool. You can't avoid the streets. You have to step on the street to get by, to your car, anywhere. So the best way is to just go through them. Like, you just got to go through them. Like, don't be subject and say, oh, that person sells weed or that person smokes. Just because you don't smoke, don't judge them. You know, don't be judgmental because that's how you don't make it in life. You know, you won't even make it to your next year if you're a judgmental person. And watch who you talk to. The tongue can get you in trouble.
Man.
That tongue can really get you in trouble. That's what Select Music Group is built about: loyalty, respect, and talent. Everybody is different, and everybody has more than one ability that you don't know. So when you think you're ahead of us, most likely somebody in our group does that, and they just never said it because we humbly believe in watching others.
And we grind.
Well, I don't do anything, so humbly, please don't watch me because I don't have anything to watch. I do, however, enjoy what you had to offer. Definitely enjoyed this much, you know. And scream out everything, all the links. I don't care what it is, links, where they can find you, email address, website, whatever, anything.
My Instagram is only few get selected. You can't miss it. It's got 12,500 followers. My Twitter, I don't really use my Twitter a lot, but I'm learning. You know, that microblogging is kind of confusing. I do social media. Facebook is really where I be at. You can like my Facebook page, Select Music Group. I have a model management page, Select Crew Management. It's a few. I'm doing the maintenance right now. I do design, so I'm designing a few of my artists' bios and stuff right now. People have been going to the website wondering why it says maintenance sign. I put it on maintenance at selectmusicgroup.com. If you Google the Martian SMG, I'll pop up everywhere. My CD is worldwide. It's over on 86 different stations, online radios and stuff. So look forward to working with whoever comes to work with me on if you get selected, basically.
I dig that. I all the way dig that. Anything, Natalie?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. He's being very humble, but I'll definitely just throw out there. He's a very intelligent person. He's very good at what he does. He's been developing me for a few months now, and Lord knows I've had to jump through some hoops, but he's very good at what he does. I think he's definitely a gem out here, and more people need to be paying attention. But of course, that's not even his style. He loves to creep up on people. So know that he's coming, though. He's coming.
Shout out to everybody that still know their MySpace and their Black Planet passwords. Real shit.
I can't remember mine.
Make sure you build up everything.
I had Diamond Girl was my song.
Come on. That sounds so
I've
early
always been
2000s.
a pussy bitch.
By Substation.com, people. We out here. Substation Live.